Hey there, welcome to the table. We're going to keep grinding on to mission 8. 43 late, Germany North. Here we go. I just rolled a 9. That is definitely going to be different. A 9 is map number 7. Ooh, that's basically the equivalent of map number 3. So, just on the storm above the Reich side. So let's get this put away. And here she is, map number 7. Ugh, this is opening up really weird. There we go. Okay, this map we've seen before, I think. This is the one where they're facing us. And I'm just putting some weights on them to weigh the map down. So this one, they're facing us, and the only thing that really changes other than just a different perspective is there's a different chart here. So a black 10 is still the middle, but then a red 10 is over here, whereas a red 10 is here. And if you think about it, if you were to orient it this way, that's all he did. He just changed the orientation. I don't know. I think they just did this artistically to be a little different and mix it up a little. I mean, it wasn't, I don't know if it adds a gameplay change for them to be facing this way and to have the nose in front of us instead of the nose always to the left. If anybody has any suggestions on what exactly changed, I mean, for Pete's sakes, it took up half of a player aid page just to compensate for the fact that they decided to get a little cute with their artwork. Not sure. I mean, I like it. I'm definitely not complaining. It's just that from a production perspective, you know, it did add to the cost of the game, and I don't know. I mean, it's different. Difference is always something to applaud. It's just something people aren't willing to pay for that difference, I guess. Okay, 43 late. So I rolled an outbound, but we're going to spend 7 to switch that to inbound. So inbound, and we got a first negative that we're paying, and then I'm going to roll. I rolled a 7, which puts us to 18, and 16, and I'm going to pay 7 more to change it to 20. And yes, I know I'm supposed to spend my OP, but I'm making sure where there's no escorts, and I rolled a 6, which makes sure there's no escorts anyways. So we're good to go there. All right, so I'm at minus 14 EP, and that's, I mean, we've been able to make that up every time so far, so I don't think that's too big of a deal. And then let's go to the situation map. And these ones open up the other way. So we're doing map 7 inbound. That's page 13. This might be where there's some difference because we don't really open the situation map very often. All right, so let's roll for damage. And I rolled a 4. And you can see that This one in the rear and that one in the front are both damaged. And so I will just sort of push these out of the way. Let's get this one in the front damaged. It is a wing damage of 1. And then this other one in the rear is damaged, which is right here. And it is a fuselage of 3. Okay, so that's it. And we're gonna roll for tactical. Oh, I just rolled a 10. That's 6 tactical points, which puts us all the way up to 8. And then let's roll for the flight limit. Another 10. Jeez Louise. That puts us all the way up to 12. The bonus 2 are forfeit. And then we're going to roll for contrails. No contrails. Okay, so I can close this. And let's see if we can take our map pieces off. Usually it doesn't take much for this board to stay flat. Just a little bit of help like that, and by the time you finish your rolling, it's not too bad. It's a little bit up there, but on the other side, it's great. Okay, so we have 22 points to spend. So we've been doing, this, the BF-110s with the rockets. And more rockets. So we've been definitely doing that. We've been trying to get Iflin, Barr, and Schmidt, attorneys at law. And we've been giving them cannons because obviously when they get hits, they really tear apart the planes. And I bring this up every time, but the drawback there is I'm not putting cannons on the Ju-88s. We learned that in the pursuit map, Ju-88s can actually just sit back and shoot from the return box. Obviously, they can run out of ammo, and it's just like the regular cannons. But that's a big deal. And I fully apologize that I forgot that you can do that. And it makes it even more deadly. So you can attack from the return box during the burst step. To resolve the attack, use the same procedure as page 25. So we would roll dice, and if the red number is higher than the black number, it's a hit. If I ever roll 1, they're out of ammo and they go home. So a Ju-88 can pursue. I don't want to say that's a game changer, but that's definitely an interesting thing because it means that we've been putting the cannons on the Me-410s. So I see the cannons better suited on the Ju-88s. That's where they belong. The Ju-88s are fantastic bomber chasers. And so we're going to put the cannons on those and not the Me-410s. Now, we have Me-410s available, which we can still use to distract. Their +1 is not super bad. There's all kinds of reasons to still include an Me-410, but I don't have I still have 3 cannons left to use. And what I have been doing is I've been giving them to my named pilots and not to the Me-410s, but I could do this as well if I wanted to. And then I still have yet another Me-410 group that I can bring along, but obviously they wouldn't have any cannons and they would just be the distraction force. So let's say I did do this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Then we go 18, 19, 20 for those 3 experts. And then I still have 2 more points. So what we've been doing is saying 21, 22 for the armor. So we put armor on them, and then we put armor on our attorneys at law, the partners of the law firm. So now we got 6 named guys to pursue. But now it's a little bit worse because these guys here don't have a cannon. So if they ever get a hit, we're at the mercy of whatever we draw, which may or may not be, helpful. That's the whole value of the cannon. So I can, now by leaving the cannons on the ME410s, then the ME410s can shoot from the tail, and you've seen how powerful that can turn out. So we have sort of like a dilemma. Like, I would love to spend a point to just get 3 more cannons, because I have a point to spend right now. I would like to get 3 more cannons, but I don't think, so let's say I move these over. I don't need 2 sets of ME410s, at least I don't think I do. So I have options there too of, okay, well, if I send one of these home, who do I replace it with? Well, I can replace it with a named fighter. There's nothing wrong with that. The one thing I am confident of is the Italian and the Romanian fighters are worthless. I know we can't use them in Germany North, but they were worthless in the other map too. And I don't know what made me think of saying that, but it just, that was going through my mind. It's like, well, if I get another named fighter, I guess it would be Richter. So here's my decision. These guys are meant for distraction, right? They're the ones that are going to get sent home by the vector map, etc. So the vector map gives us 2 bonus OP. I'm always wasting 1 for things to mitigate the vector map, right? So one of the 2 is always wasted. So it's like getting 1 bonus for dealing with the vector map rules. This, with a cannon, is option A. And then these 3 guys would be cannonless, but they would still be there. Or give the cannon to them as option B, and then take this out and replace it with a named guy who has nothing at all. And of course I spent 2 OP on armor that I'm not sure I needed either. I have yet needed to use these armors. But I think that the time that the armor comes in, it'll be helpful. And it's protecting my name guys because I'm trying to push my name guys out there to get experience points, so the armor will help them. So if that's really my goal, I'm going to send these ME410s home and go with this option. And the 3 cannons are going to be on these guys because these guys are all my experts. This one's not an expert yet. And so if he gets somebody, he gets somebody. Great. Otherwise, he's just along for the ride, taking some photos, doing some reconnaissance. All right. Vector map. It's the same as always. Nothing ever changes. War never changes. Neither does the vector map. All right. In fact, war never changes, neither does the vector map. So let's, JU-88's tail low. We already know how we're going to enter, right? So then the question just becomes, our name fighters, where are they going? Oh, and you may have noticed I didn't choose to use a cable this time. We had a cable last time on like a fighter like Richter, or I think we put a cable in one of these ME410s, and the cable was just crap. Absolute crap. I guess you could argue we can get bombs. I didn't think about that. Bombs are better than cables. It's 2 OP for 4 bombs. So I could try to bring some bombs out, and the 2 OP would be, I would have to get rid of my armor. And then I could drop some bombs too, but I'm not a big fan of it. So where would the other guys go? I think we'll just go ahead and do the vector map now and just let that resolve itself and go from there. Okay, higher the roll, the better. These guys are all individual groups. So that's 17. That's fantastic. And 17 is 2 fallen bombers. So we're already off to a great start. And I got 2 even numbers, even better. So let's go. Here's bomber number 1. Okay, we have a turret and a wing damage of 3 and 2. I'm going to go ahead and send Richter. And then I'm going to give him 2 TP to chase it down. So that's that name guy, right? It might be a waste, but that's okay. What else was Richter going to do? And then here's 2 more. We got a wing and a fuselage damage. So again, it's some really nice damage, but it's not enough to bring it down. So who do I send after that? I think I should send one of my experts who needs more experience. So Obleaser has timing, Aaron's has timing, Frey only has luck. So let's send Frey. So we're going to send Frey with his cannon and his armor. And he needs some TP as well. So it's, 2020 all over again. There's always a shortage of TP. And he is going to take 2 TP as well. All right. We actually still have 4 left. We're not that short. Okay, so as usual, we're moving up to the next zone. Just trying to find my dice. Higher the better. The 17 was an awesome roll. This one's a 12. 12 gives us a fallen bomber and a radio. If we can get an even, we get 2 more OP. We did. So we just got 2 more OP. So I can bring in 2 more guys. I can bring in those ME410s or whatever. We'll bring in Loose and Mac. So 2 more name guys. I honestly, I don't even know what else to bring in. I mean, I already have the JU-88s maxed. The ME410s are the only thing left available. I could get FW-190s, but I put them back in the box because we are playing a combined mission, and that was just part of the Skies Above the Reich rules. So yeah, I just added 2 more name guys. I could get some bombs, right, and put them on these ME410s. The problem is, technically per the rules, if you do a radio, one of the OP has to be for a new fighter. So I can't just spend 2 points for 3 bombs. So that's the issue. So I'll go ahead and bring in 2 fighters, or I can bring in 1 with a cable. And because this whole bringing in 2 thing is a little silly. So sure, I'll bring in 1 with a cable. So once again, we're using the worthless cable. And then let's go ahead and roll for the 3rd zone. This one will go low. And I got a 3, and you can argue that's a 5. It's a little on the side. Yeah, it's a 5. So that's an 8. That's a pretty low number. And an 8 gives us a garble. So each group has to place a delay marker or lose a TP. And I have no problem with delaying everybody. So no worries. So again, we have this. These 3 ended up going untouched. So we got to decide what we're going to do with them. And I forgot to roll for anchor, didn't I? Yes, I did. I don't know how I missed that. So it was map 7, page 13. There is no anchor. Oh no, there was. Okay, red for anchor, black for sun. So it's a 4. So the anchor is tail high. And the 2 here is high flank. So tail high has an anchor. And then the flank is here, high flank. So my apologies there. So yeah, that's determining where I end up going. So we're going to start the game in mission turn 2. Because of the delays, I might spend a mission to give myself a bunch of TP. I just have to decide where all these guys are going to go. This one obviously needs to go to the high bombing, but can't go tail high. So I have to spend to go to high bombing from somewhere else. And so if I do that from the nose, for example, that costs 3 TP. If I do it from here, that costs 2 TP. And if I do it from tail level, it costs 1 TP. So the cable guy, Larry the cable guy, is going to go there. And then we need to go to high flank. If I come in low nose, I can move straight to high flank from there. So all of my my fighters are coming in low nose. Okay. So all those guys are at tail low. These guys are coming in nose low, and then in one move they can go straight to flank high. And then those guys will move to tail level in one move, and then in another move the cable guy can go straight to the high bombing, but I have to pay a TP. I haven't forgotten I need to resolve these, and I'm going to go ahead and because of mission turn 2, since the thought is on my mind, I'm going to spend 1, and 4, 8, 11, 14, 15 points of tactical puts me to 19. So I'm going to 19 tactical, which is more than enough. I've never needed that much ever. Okay, so let's do the pursuit map. So we're on the 43 storm above the Reich side, so I got to grab a different sheet. So this is the B-24, but it's the tan B-24, and these ones aren't tan. So I have to find the... Here we go. This is the B-24 non-tan, right? Because it's the green. And the big difference between this and the B-17 is you only need 5 wing damage to clip them. Whereas in the B-17, you needed the 6 wing damage. So that is a huge difference. I don't know if I noticed any other difference anywhere else. The rudder, the die roll ranges seem to be the same, although the wing damage actually looks like that one's a little bit, looks like their wings are really weak. I think the die rolls changed for this. The engine one doesn't look like it's changed at all. But anyways, let's go ahead and get rocking. So the first one was, of course, this guy. And he had a turret of 2. So even means that anything that's coming from high, we get to cancel a hit because the turret's destroyed. And then, of course, it has a wing, 3 wing damage. And I roll for the wing, and I got a 4. So nothing there. Okay, so Richter has no skills, no abilities. He's coming in nose high. Let's roll for sun. There is no sun. So we just need to get a hit. So nose high is a hit, and he's out of ammo. So this is it. He's a one-hit wonder, a one-trick pony, a single pump chump. What other terms can I come up with? So Richter, if I get a wing damage, we're in fantastic shape. So here we go. And it's a wing, but how much wing? 2! That's enough. We got the 5. Oh, what would I have rolled? He would have been dead either way. So even if I would have gotten a 1. So there we go. 5 wing damage. And we get a kill. And Richter gets 2 experience. And Richter has now entered the expert ranks. And I can give him a luck. And yes, I will give him a luck. That is, of course, what I have to always give them first. So Richter is now an expert. Can't complain about that. 2 experience. 2 victory. All right, let's move on to the next one. This guy has cannons and armor, lions, tigers, and bears, 4 wing damage, the fuselage damage, and yeah, I know that token is peeling. I think I end up drawing it a lot because it's peeling too. I All right, let's roll for the wing. Nothing happened. Just for the record, I did give him 2 TP, just like the last one. And let's go. Nose high. Oh, we got to roll for sun. Sun is at 7, which is over here. Nose high is a hit. Frey has luck, so he's able to mitigate the hit. So that part's good. The part that's not good is he's out of luck, and there's no damage, and now I'm coming in tail level 2, which could be bad. Tail level 2 is boom, we get a hit, but we get 2 hits ourselves, and Frey is now in a lot of trouble. So let's do the hit that he applies first. I'm gonna shake these up a little. All right, let's go. 2 hits. Neither of them are wing, and that's bad. And we have a rudder or a fuselage. So I'll do the fuselage, but that's useless. We needed a wing. We only needed 1 more wing damage. And then here's his 2 hits. So we have a 2, which is doable. And then we have a 9, which is not. The fuel, by the way, uses his armor. So red for the 2, black for the 9. Red got the 9, black got the 8. So he's going down for fuel damage. And he goes under the fuel meter, and that's it. This bomber gets away, and that's unfortunate. And we might end up losing a guy. So I'm not going to wait. I want to see, are we losing a guy or not? So let's just resolve his home thing. We have armor. So you can see the blue here triggers that the armor is a +2. FW190, an 8 to a 10 wins. Now that becomes a 6 to a 10. And there it is. I got a 6. His armor just saved his bacon. And he gained an experience point. So he makes it home safely. And that's fantastic. Because the 6 would have caused him to go here, and he would have crashed. Then a 1 to a 3 would have killed him. And I rolled a 5, so he would have been wounded. Now that 5 would have turned into a 7, so he still would have been wounded. But had I not had the armor, that would have been the outcome. So, all right, can't complain. Cohesion checks do need to happen. Red for the left, black for the right. Only a 1 would fail cohesion because these are B-24s. So we're now moving to mission turn 3. Everybody you see there is moving up to tail level. I'm just being lazy. And then everybody you see here is now where the sun is, over there. I'm being lazy. So the tail level guys can start attacking. I have 6 cannons. And yes, those Ju-88s can even pursue the bombers. I sort of like them staying out here and pummeling from out here. But they get to go, and then we have rocket guys. Now, the rocket guys, this is a very interesting formation. Where do I send my rockets? You can see I have only 3 there. There's 4 in the corner. There's 4 up here, which would be a nice rocket category. There's also 4 over here, which would be nice for rockets. And then, of course, you got those 4. So, you know, where do I go? I don't want to go after 3 because there's a better chance of hitting planes if you send your rockets after 4. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to target this one and that one. I really think there's too many bombers on the map to go after everything. So let's do that. And yes, I'm going after some that are in the rear, but there's no harm in that because even if my guys with the cannons shoot only stuff in the rear, my rockets are going to disrupt the guys in the rear, and then the cannons can, you know, make sure that if they fall, they're falling, you know, with a lot of damage. All right, so let's just start with this one up front. And that is a fantastic roll. It is, in fact, a perfect roll, a 10-9. And you're going to see just how perfect that is. So here we go. A 10 is right smack in the middle of the 4 bombers. And then a 9 is a bomber is completely destroyed and another one takes damage. So that is only possible with a 10. in the middle, a black 10. If you had a red 10, it would destroy this bomber, and there's no other bomber to take damage because the explosion is here. Only a black 10 can take advantage of a 9. I mean, that's what I mean by it was a perfect roll. If it was a red 10, black 9, yeah, we still would have killed a bomber, but nothing else would have changed. So anyways, I get to destroy a bomber, and I'm going to destroy this one right here. This one has just a 1, so we might be able to take advantage of that. And then this one only has 2s. This one has some heavier stuff around it, so I'm going to take that one down. And then, of course, we get to damage another one. So I'm going to damage the one in the rear. And the one in the rear is an elevator, so this is a pure kill. So if this one were to go down, it is a dead on arrival. So that is fantastic. And we do get 2 victory points for this. And that's rocket 1. All right, let's do rocket number 2. Oh, I forgot the most important part. Well, one of the most. Okay, a red 9 is also fantastic. The black 4 is a miss, though. Red 9 puts it here. Next. So we're at a red 8, black 6. A black 6 means it's a hit. A red 8 is here, so the hit misses. There's no bomber to hit over there. So that was unfortunate. And then the last one, a 3 is a miss, but the 7 is going to be good. And the 7 is going to be right there. So no matter what, this guy's falling. We know that. So fantastic outcome up front. We definitely disrupted. Sorry, my cable for my camera is snagged. I have a dog that likes to lay on it. All right, and here we go up here. So first rocket. An 8-6 is a great roll. The 8 puts it here, and the 6 is a hit. And it's going to be a gunner. Next one. 9-1. The 1 is a miss, but the 9 is going to be a great location right here. Next one. An 8-1. The black 8 puts it here. And then the last one. The 7-3. The 3 will be a miss, but the black 7 will go here. So we got a lot of detonations, not a lot of damage, but that's pretty par for the course with the rockets. Okay, so remember, everybody there is at tail level, so now we got cannon fire. So what we can do is we can just start shooting at these other formations that have no damage at all, or I can add some damage to these bombers before they fall. And I think I want to do that. So I can only go after these 3. I can't go after this one, but I'm going to go after this one first. So this is the first attack, and that's an even. So we already have an out of ammo situation. Ay, ay, ay. So 1 Ju-88 is out of ammo. Okay, attack number 2. That's a hit. And it is a fuselage. 9 was a good roll, but not good enough. So we got another fuselage damage. Let's do attack number 3, same plane. That's another hit. And we got a wing. And he goes down. So we actually brought this one down. So that falls. It's not a guaranteed kill, but he's pretty heavily damaged. And that is an experience point. So now we go to attack number 1, 2, 3. Attack number 4, this guy. That is an out of ammo. Attack number 5. That is an out of ammo, but it hits. And this is an auto kill rudder. That's what I was looking for. We got 3 Ju-88s out of ammo. And then attack number 6, we're gonna go after this guy over here. And that's just a miss. Okay, so the cannons were not super awesome, but they were at least something. And now we do cohesion checks. So let's start up here at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it does happen. This goes loose. Normally an equal doesn't matter, but it's a B-24. That one back there needs a 1. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 3 does it. So that goes loose. This, of course, was important because that's before the detonations cause things to happen. So here, we're going to start with this detonation, makes it go kaput. This one makes this bomber fall. So we put a fall here. Now, we know this is an elevator 3 situation. So, and then before I forget, this goes back to loose. So I'm going to just take one of my no ammo guys off the board. And all they have to do is fly by. You guys have been watching these videos long enough. You know how this works. So we're going to get 3 experience points and 2 victory points. And then we keep going. This is going to cause that to go kaput. And then this is going to cause another one to fall. So we now have 2 perfectly healthy bombers. And one of those falls. And I'm going to pick the one on the side. And yes, I got to put a bomber with no damage on the board, and we will have to consider pursuing that later. So now we're going to do a similar type of carnage back here. This one will make it go kaput. This one will make it fall. This is another guy who's dead on arrival. So we'll take another one of our no ammo Ju-88s off the board. And give ourselves 3 experience points. And 2 victory points. And then it keeps going. This is going to go kaput, and then this is going to cause another fall. So we got another full strength bomber that falls, and I'm going to go ahead and drop this guy right there. Actually, we're anchored. No, that's good, that's good. We're good. So we got another full strength bomber that fell that we need to pursue. That brings us to the end. So we got 3 of them sitting here. We're already on 8 victory points. We're going to move up to mission turn 4. So now we got some good decision making, and I will stop being lazy. So everything here is moving up to level. These BF-110s are, you know, we don't know what to do with them per se. I can move to any flank for 1 TP. So I'm going to move, or I can just leave them there. Right? And then they can do like a swarm type of attack if I'm feeling crazy enough. I mean, I may actually be feeling. The problem is the tail is anchored, so the threat levels are higher if they try that. This guy is moving to high bombing, which requires 1 TP, so I will pay that. If I want to send the BF-110s to the high flank so they can use the sun, it'll only cost me 1 TP to move all 8 of them because I can just treat them all as one group. Or I can come in and just try to do some tail level carnage, right? These threat levels aren't very high. Although with the anchored tail, that becomes a 3. I mean, you see what I mean. It can get pretty hairy. You know what? We've been enjoying the OP situation, so I'm just going to fly these guys to the sun. And yes, I'll spend another TP for that. And then everybody else is also possibly going to the sun. I got these ME-410s. And then I got to go through my name guys. So I need to pursue 3 of those. One of them is pretty heavily damaged. So we're going to send somebody like Aaron's after him. So he's going to go after the one that's partially damaged. And then we have 2 that have no damage at all. And we have to send our senior partners after those. And that is, of course, going to be Ifland and Barr. And then Schmidt will stay behind. And he and Obleaser will move up to the sun with everybody else. So we're going to send 3 guys to go get the job done. And you know me, I like to just pair them up now. So Aaron's going to go after the one that's already damaged. And then Ifland will go after 1. And then, I mean, there really is a law firm that advertises here called Gable, Blitz, and Schieben or something like that. Schieben. It's a lot of German names. And it's just I always think of them, and I apologize. That's why I keep saying the law firm, Barr, Schmidt, and Ifland. Or Ifland, Barr, and Schmidt. Anyways, it just rolls like a law firm type of name. But whatever you do, don't ever do business with the law firm Dover, and Schieben, because Ben, Eileen, and Jeff will not be very helpful to you. Okay, let's move on. So, there was a joke there, by the way. Back up and replay it if you missed it. All right. We have to do blast and flak, and then cohesion, and then there's no actual attacks happening. And we also have the cable. So we got to resolve that as well. So for the cable attack, I'm going to go ahead and target this here. So you can see I rolled a 4. That cable is like worthless. And then we have 3 cannons. So I'm going to start with this one right here. That's a miss. That's a hit. And that's a miss. So 1 hit is going here. And it is a wing damage. And so that's all we accomplished with that. Now we would do cohesion. So this one up front here, too high. That one in the back, too high. And then this one over here. Oh, that actually happened. So that element goes loose. All right, we are now on to mission turn 5. So what am I doing? Am I attacking? Am I doing anything? Or am I just going to let my cannons and cable do stuff? My problem is I'm coming in from the flank. This side is the vulnerable side, and this guy is definitely vulnerable. But as you can tell, this formation, though, is fully, it's in full strength. So I have to be really careful. If I come in at this one back here, you can see this 3 becomes a 2 because of this. And then the elements really are, there's no shared element spaces. I don't know. I mean, there's this one here is just a straight up 2 that we can come in. I mean, there's some possibility for attack. I'm just sort of feeling like we already have 14 victory points and I don't need to push this matter. So let's just be done. Okay, I had to pause because my son came home, but I think I was in the process of deciding like who's attacking and what. And the thing that really is unfortunate is I have 4, 8, I have 11 auxiliary planes here just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. And I keep wanting to like, let's attack, let's do something. And we can, but then that's how I end up with the high OP penalties and all this other stuff. So I think where I was going right before I hit pause is I don't think I need to be that aggressive. So we're just going to go ahead and keep playing. And I'm going to just keep picking on this middle group here. We're going to go after this one with cannon number 1. So that's a hit. And that hit is a wing hit. And then cannon number 2, it's a miss. And cannon number 3 is a miss. Now, what do I do about the cable? Since this element's loose, the cable roll is worse. I would have to roll 14. So, I guess I will go after this group down here. And I rolled a 9, and so that does give me 1 token. And that 1 token is a no impact, so doesn't do anything. Cohesion check, I just put that back in. Cohesion check here. Nothing here. It goes to kaput. And then back here also goes to kaput. All right, mission turn 6. Again, I'm going to be conservative. I think because I have a kaput, I could try to take advantage of some kaput statuses. And sure, let's do it. So if I come in evasive, I have the sun helping me. So I'm going to have 2 evasive here, 2 evasive here. You can only send in as much as 6. So I'm going to go, this is wave 1. And then this is wave 2. Now I have some name guys, Schmidt and Obleaser, that I can also do something with. I don't know what. So I would make it a 3rd wave, right? Because you can only have 6 per wave. I mean, I could make a 3rd wave. And the only really attractive option is I can try to go after that group down there, which has a lethality of 3 or 3. Actually, the anchored tail makes it even worse down there. Here, this 3 becomes a 2 because of the loose element. And then this is actually just a 1. So this guy is very vulnerable, but this whole group is untouched. But I can make my cable attack go here. So yeah, I'm going to do that. These guys are going to come in determined in 2 different waves. Like that. They don't have to be together. Now, if you put them together, that's what gives you the rada advantage. But by keeping them as 2 separate waves, then I don't have to do collision checks. So we're going to go ahead and try to pick on this. We will use the cable here, and I will I can shoot at this rear guy to help reinforce some damage in this element, or I could continue shooting at that one, which is also not a bad idea. But I think for the purposes of this round, I'm going to focus here. And so let's do the cable attack first. It's a 7, it's a nothing burger. And then cannon attack 1 against this guy. It's a miss. 2. That's a no ammo. And 3. Nothing. So let's do the waves. This is no different than before. Oh, where am I going? Well, these 2 elements are very, very damaged. They're all coming in from the flank, and the tail is heavily damaged. So we're all going to dive roll towards the nose, okay? So that means they're all coming towards us. And it should be fine because since there's so much kaput and other things, they're just going to roll into these threat zones that are already pretty fairly damaged. And I have my deck of cards, so let's just put it here. And we literally have 3, 6, 9, 11 times. So with this first bummer that you see here, there's 5 of them. So let's draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then with the other one, it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll save this because we're going to need it again. And remember, we're evasive with all of them. We have the sun, which will cancel a hit. And we're going to start with these 5 up front. The threat level is a 2, but the kaput makes it a 0. In fact, we could actually be direct. Look at this. If I came in direct like this, this fallen actually gives it a -3, so it even cancels the +1 that's written on them. But I still have to do a collision check, and that's the part I'm not sure I want to. I would get a rata, but the collision check would be a problem. So we got to do collision checks, but this is evasive collision check. Here's the one up front. We get to ignore it, and then for the one in the back, we get to ignore it. And then the one up in the front again for the second wave, and then the one in the back. So this is the one in the front. It's a 2, we get to ignore it, and the one in the back, we ignore that. We ignore everything, basically. There's only one outcome. It's this E. That E is the only thing that hurts you whenever you're in evasive mode. You have to basically spend a TP or you have to exit. Okay, so we're going to do the 5 up front. And remember, they're all dive rolling. So here's number 1. Oblique, 0, evasive. So there's 1 hit for the good guys. That's a canceled hit against us. That's a hit for the good guys. That's a canceled hit. And, that's a nothing burger. This is a nothing burger. All right, so we got 2 hits for the good guys. And remember, wave 2 could be moved to somewhere else if this somehow goes down. So here's number 1. We got a wing. I rolled a 2. And then here's hit number 2. Gunner damage. And everywhere you see the progress was either a 2 or a 1. And all that does is put him here, which is just a 1. So we are on the Storm Above the Reich map. So we got to do this. So here's number 1. Nothing. Number 2. Nothing. Number 3. Nothing. Number 4. Nothing. And, oh, hold on. Number 4 is a hit. Okay, number 4 is a hit. Number 5, nothing. Okay, so we do take 1 hit for one of these. And that hit is a 7. I will take care of it now. And so we failed, so it doesn't matter which one I grab. They all roll the same numbers on the charts. The rest of these make it. And they were all, well, there was an ME 410 in there and BF 110s, but they all roll the same on this chart. So don't worry about it. Just take 1, put it on the rudder. So we do have 1 that got damaged. Okay, so now we got to keep going, right? Because that was the 5 up front. Now we got the 6 that are back here. So here's the 6 cards. First one is nothing. Second one, nothing. Progress is 2. Well, hold on. Is it really a 0? We are coming in high, so that's a 3 minus 2. It's actually a 1. This one's a 1. So let's back up. Canceled. 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 Hit. Canceled. Hit. And I just realized he had the sun. So during continuing fire, he gets to cancel that hit. So we don't have a damaged bomber. Not even in the slightest. So my apologies there. Everybody made it home safely from that last trip. We got 2 hits we get to dish out. I do need to be careful because we have 1, 2... Hold on. 1, 2, 3 of them have used their sun. And we got to pay attention to that. So these 3 will say use the sun. So when I do continuing fire, I can't, say that the sun canceled their hit on continuing fire. And they had a progress of 2, so they're going into this zone, which is 3 threat. All of them are. I'm looking at all of them. They're all progress 2. So we rolled the wrong direction. We should have probably rolled towards the tail with these guys. I can still change my mind. I will. We're going to roll towards the tail. Then it is an anchored tail, so it becomes a 3, but this -2 and this -1 makes it a 0. So that is a much safer angle to go. All right, so we get to apply 2 hits. So here's hit number 1. It's Michael Jackson's Thriller, 1984. And it falls. So you get, doesn't even matter what hit number 2 was. The whole thing, the whole element's destroyed. So yeah, we have another one that's down, and we can pursue it at some point. Okay, so now I got to do 6 continuing fires. So let me just back up, and we're going to do the 3 that already used the sun. So here's the first one, second one, third one. Okay, they all make it back safely. 4th one, 5th one, 6th one. And I'm already realizing I'm getting my decks of cards mixed up. So that's never good. Okay, so everybody makes it back. Evasive return. We actually downed a bomber doing this, so yeah, I guess you could argue that it worked. Nobody took damage, so you could argue that that worked. This one here did take a damage, so you can even argue for a third way that it worked. And then we have these 2 waves here, which are in a completely untouched zone. And this is an anchored tail, so we're going to roll this way. It is dive roll this way. And here you can see it is a threat of 1. And Schmidt has all kinds of stuff at his disposal. Obleaser has a luck and a timing. So we're coming in determined, by the way. So determined, high, 1. Schmidt, I didn't say who, so we'll say Schmidt. He has quick, but it doesn't do any good, so he will have to use his luck. And he progresses 2. And then the next one is a hit with nothing. So Obleaser gets a hit. So well done, Obleaser. Now, can we apply extra hits? Yes, we can, but we just dropped a bomber and we're going to pursue it. So maybe I want to save my extra hits. I got to make that decision now. So Schmidt could have applied, Schmidt has 2 targets or 2 timing. So he can apply 2 hits out of nothing and a name. Obleaser has 1 timing. And so I'm going to let Schmidt go. We're not going to use any of Schmidt's skills other than his luck. Oh, we don't even have to use his luck. Here, let's roll. There, that blocked it right there. I rolled an even. So no skill use by Schmidt. Obleaser, we're going to go ahead and apply this hit, and then we're going to make a determination on whether he wants to use his timing. And so let's do that right now. And as we noted, this is a completely undamaged bomber. 10 wing or a fuselage. We'll do the wing. This could be a kill. Nope, it's not. So 2 wing damage. And then do I want to do another hit? We're down to just 2 cannons at the tail level. So this could be a problem. There may not be another. I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to use my skills. And now we're going to return home. Continuing fire. Nothing. And then for Obleaser, nothing. So these guys were determined, like I said, so they're going to return 1 box earlier. And yeah, we did 1 hit there. All right, so we now move to mission turn 7. And of course, a lot of movement happens. These 2 guys are back in the available box. These guys move to the return box. These ones over here move to the return box. And I have 2 no ammo guys just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. I have a cable. And I have 2 cannon guys left. We're going to focus on this group again with the cable. I just rolled a 10, so let's just draw 1. And the one we drew is nothing, but it'll stay there for cohesion purposes. And then cannon 1, that is a hit. And we could actually hit this one because it's in the rear, but I was actually thinking about that one. So, and then I need to reevaluate. I think I want to hit this one, so let's do that. And that's a miss. So nothing comes out of it. So now we do cohesion check. There's nothing there. This one up front, it passes, so he improves. That one in the back is not worth it anymore. And then that one over there, nothing happens. So we now move to mission turn 8. And one of these guys needs to pursue. So we're going to send Schmidt after this bomber that fell. And everybody else is just moving up. And all those guys from the tail moved up, and I'm just too lazy to touch it. So we have, including this turn, 1, 2, 3, we have 4 turns left. So what are we going to do? Well, we got a cable opportunity here. That's a 13. So from a cable perspective, that's still just 1 token. And the token is just that. And then from the rear, we're going to go ahead and target this. Miss. Miss. So nothing happens. Cohesion check. Cohesion check. This goes to kaput. And then the one in the back goes to kaput. All right, so we do have some kaput situations. This is the nose. We have a nose guy that is vulnerable here. This is only a 1, and then this is a -2. There's an opportunity here to attack next turn. From a tail perspective, the tail is anchored, so those guys in the tail, it's a little harder unless I want to spend a TP to move them to the flank, which I could do. I mean, there's 6 of them sitting over there. But remember, this is a question of like, how aggressive do we really want to be? But I'm going to move to mission turn 9 now, and we got to make that decision right now. I still have a guy who can probably bring something down. Obleaser here. We are at nose level, and I can come right here and try to take this thing down at nose level. And with all these kaputs that are on the board, I can just roll straight through. He still has his luck. Let's do it. He's going to go. These guys are going to move up to nose level. I'm not going to do anything else with them. Those guys at the tail, we're going to move them up to tail level. And then, of course, I have my cable and 2 cannons again. Now this one's kaput, so I think I might want to contribute to that cohesion check there, because one of those might drop. The problem is the cable doesn't help that situation, so we're going to do cable here. That's an 18. The cable with 18 is 2 markers. So 2 markers are a proximity 2 and a no impact. So here, if I roll 1, it would have been a hit. So it's just basically just 2 markers to contribute towards this cohesion. And yes, I could keep attacking here to make the cohesion, but this is a chance for a bomber to fall. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. I'm going to attack him who has no damage, but I'm going to go ahead and attack. I'm going to attack this one with no damage. So that's a miss, and then the next one is a miss. So I didn't do anything to help it. So before the attack happens, we have a cohesion check here, and the element does drop to loose. That's all the worst it's ever going to get, probably. This one up front actually improves, so that's not good for me. And then this one back here improves. So nothing came out of it. So now we're coming in nose level. This is still a 0. Nose level 0 up against this guy. And we're going to dive roll towards the, or climb roll towards the sun. So nose level 0 is a collision check. So that's not very good. Collision check is, I have to do a veer. So let's check out what veer is. I have to roll a die. If the number is less than the number of fighters in the element, it's a hit. If the space is equal to or higher, all fighters in the space break away to the tail position, and you don't have to do continuing fire. Well, it's going to be equal or higher because I only have 1 fighter in the whole thing. So we got to break away to the tail position. Either return box or boxes. So we would break away to tail low. Now, we could still try to apply a hit if we want. So I have a timing that I can use to apply a hit here. The question is should I? And my answer is yeah, I should. I want to get some experience points here. So we have 2 wing situations. This one's a destroy, but I like this one more because it's 3 damage. And I need to roll a 9. I don't get that, but now we got an extra marker there. And the I threw it back in the bucket, but technically this stays because there was a collision check. So I know it's not the exact one I drew, but all you need is just a marker there. And so that will help move it towards kaput, but I don't know if that bomber is going to fall worth a darn. So here we go. We move to mission turn 10. And again, we have a cable guy. The cable is getting worse and worse. This is a loose element, but I'm going to go ahead and go after this one. I rolled a 12, and with a loose element, a 12 doesn't do diddly. I guess I could have tried to go after that one way back in the corner. So let's say I did. I would have had just 1 token there. Ooh. If I would have rolled a 1, then something magical would have happened, but otherwise it's just a worthless thing. So we're going to do red, black. Red for this one, black for that one. That one, nothing happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This does go to kaput. That goes away. Oh, we got to do cannons. Where am I shooting cannons? I know we have this one here that's weak, but this one's weaker. So we're going to go cannon here. That is now an out of ammo. And then the last one is a hit. So we got a hit, and it is an engine hit. And it doesn't go down. So now we do cohesion, and it stays kaput, or stays where it is. All right, we're on the last turn of the game. Something has to happen right now, or otherwise it's not going to. I'm going to send my name guy to intercept. So he's going to go into the pursuit map. I have one cannon left at the tail level. I still have a cable guy. And I do have a kaput situation here. There is a chance that this one will, excuse me, this one will fall. There is no chance that anybody will fall anywhere else unless the tail level guy hits something. That's the reality, because nobody else is kaput. So I'm going to go ahead and just do my cable guy here. I need to roll super high. 13 is not enough. And then the tail level is going to target this one. And I'll say that that's a miss. So it's a worthless burger. Yes, I could have attacked with a bunch of guys, but like I said, I'm being conservative. So I'm sending 3 BF-110s and 2 ME-410s home. And then on this end, 3 more BF-110s are going home. And some more BF-110s. I just sent home like 12 auxiliary pilots, but I'm letting the die roll here. If I get low enough, that one will fall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and because it's a B-24 map, it falls. And this is a dead on arrival, by the way. So I don't even need to resolve it. We just get 3 experience, 2 victory points, and it's done. These no ammo guys are going to go home. Only one Ju-88 had anything on him. This guy with the cable was worthless. So we've tried it, several times now. I don't think the cable has helped much at all. As far as the map goes, we did a decent job of tearing it up, especially with how conservative we were playing. Like I said, if we wanted to do swarms, I think we could have really torn this thing up, but we would also have taken some hits. But that's sort of what this has turned into, is we're not doing a lot of swarming. So, okay, back to this. This guy is going home. He has nobody. It was just a flyby, as you may recall. Here's the B-24 map. And here is the first one we're going to do. So this is a guy with engine damage. Red is for the engine damage, black is for the sun. And there it is, dead on arrival. And that was the Schmidt one. So Schmidt never used any of his skills. Doesn't get any experience. The staff gets two victory points. Next one. We have a wing damage of 4 and 4 fuselage. This is Aaron's. And I will go ahead and give him 2. Well, we got to see the wing damage first. I will give him 2 TP. I'm going to give him 3 TP. Let's roll for the sun. All right, so 3 TP. Aaron's coming in. Aaron he does have timing. So we're coming in nose high. He has to use his luck to block that. So that part's not good, but he will use his timing to do a hit. All I need is 1 wing damage, and he's done. And there's an engine and a fuselage. So he's at 4 fuselage. That would put him at 6 out of 8. Or we can give him an engine. which gives me a chance to roll a 10. I'll give him the fuselage, 6 out of 8. And then we're going to spend 1 TP and do tail level 0. But we got to be careful because he's out of luck. And he's tail level 2, I apologize. We could switch it to evasive, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go determined. Tail level 2, we hit and we're out of ammo, so this is it. Just like Huey Lewis in the news said, this is it, Dubois. Please let me know. If this ain't love, just say so. All right, this is a turret damage of 2. So it doesn't matter which turret it hits. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. And that's enough to kill it from the fuselage. So we got it. All right, so Aaron's gets 2 experience points. And he levels up. So he had luck, he had timing, and we're just going to follow our pattern and give him aim. And then we get 2 experience points and 2 victory points. Next one. We have Mr. Bar. It's time for the bar tab. This guy has 0 damage. And we are sitting on 14 TP, so we're going to give him 7. Way more than he'll ever use. And let's roll for the sun. There is no sun. We're going to come in nose high with the bar tab. Nose high is a hit on both. So Bar has luck times 2. So he'll use 1. He has 2 timings and 1 aim. So he does 1 hit naturally and he has 2 timings and an aim. So we're going to get 4 hits right here. This thing should be dead. Here's hit 1. Fuselage or rudder of 2. Ooh, that's a tougher call, but I'm going to go with rudder 2. Here's hit 2. We have an elevator of 2 or a gunner of 1. I will go with elevator 2. Hit 3. Fuselage or a gunner. Both of them are gunner. This is turning out very interesting. Hit 4. Wing or cockpit. I'm going to go with cockpit. And here's the deal. Cockpit, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the 8 fuselage. So you add fuselage, cockpit, elevator, gunner, rudder, and turret damage. They all count as fuselage, so that is a kill. And it would have been a 50% roll, which would not have killed. So I'm glad it added up to 8. So that was a lot harder than it seemed. Oh, this is Ifland. This isn't Bar. So Ifland had even more hits he could have applied. So Ifland more than enough. And 2 more experience for him. He even had quick, which I didn't even look at because we were looking at the wrong guy. So now it's on, now the bar tab is here. I guess we needed to pay for another round. So I'm giving him 7 TP as well. And again, the guy has no damage. So here we go. Nose high 0. Nothing burger. And like I said, he gets to apply 3 hits, not 4, because one of them was a natural hit from the card. Here's the first hit, and there's a cockpit of 3. I will take it. And this could be over right there, and it is. So boom, the bar tab slammed really hard. Okay, and then Bar gets 2 experience. Bar levels up. So Bar has timing times 2, quick, luck times 2, and then we're going to make it aim times 2. So Bar is well on his way to Ifland level proportions. All right. Our guys are getting good. There's no doubt about that. I'm basically using them as pursuit magnets, which is making them even better. You could argue that I could spend one round attacking on the map to do damage and then do pursuit, but we sort of don't need to. Here's our situation. I am once again at a 0 OP penalty. I have 119 experience. We gain 5, 10, 15, 20, 22, minus 14. So that would be 12, that'd be 8, and 9 is 17. So we're at 127 EP. And then we gain 5, 10, 15, 67, 18 victory points. We were at 99. So 109 plus 8 is 117 VP. I only need 120 to get my double win. So I only need 3 from here on out. Okay. I'm going to do something that you might find to be controversial. Well, I need to think about it. I want to just move to the next campaign season. I'm only 3 victory points away. I mean, Ifland himself in 2 missions can get 3 victory points. I can just do 2 inbound missions, and then Ifland will, pursue 1 bomber, kill it, pursue 1 bomber, kill it. I get 2 victory points each mission, and Ifland himself will push us over the 120 boundary. And if you think Ifland can't, you haven't been watching this video series so far. So the question becomes is, do I really want to go through all this rigmarole? I mean, obviously I'm up to 127 experience points. This number could go up to 150 by the time I'm done. And maybe that 150 is going to be helpful in the next season. This number is not helpful for the next season. The only thing that matters is this one. So, then you're playing 2 seasons just to, build your experience point meter up even more. I need to do some thinking. You're more than welcome to express your thoughts. I think I've proven quite handily that this season is solved for, if I can call it that. I would rather, each mission is taking me an hour to record. And so I'm truly looking at this and saying I would like to save 2 hours of my time and just jump to the next season. Take the double victory, right? So times 2, win, and then just move on to the next season. Of course, I have victory points I can be given to my pilots that'll help them for the next season. And that's the only thing that's making me pause. I could actually, bark and get shot down and killed, right? We've gotten close a couple of times these last few missions. So if I start sending like Schmidt and Richter and Frey, because I'm trying to give them experience points, they can get shut down like Buttfargen was. So it's a very poor assumption on my part to just assume that we're going to all make it to the next season. And that's the thing I'm struggling with. 2 hours just to find out if Richter gets 2 more experience points or not is the part that maybe I'm just speaking in a framework of exhaustion right now. This was an hour and 20-minute video. So it's more than 2 hours. Okay. I'll mull it over. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome. And I hope you're at least enjoying this. I guess I'm just really curious to get started on the next year because I really think the next year is really what's going to make or break this campaign. And then escorts are going to be back, possibly, things like that. But let me mull it over. And maybe another thing I can do is try to do like a double mission where everything just counts twice. So whatever I do, it counts twice. I don't know. I need to think it over. Thank you.